Hey guys, and welcome into today's video. I hope everyone as well had a lovely week off, hence why there's been no content. We're going to be going through two main stocks on the channel that you guys voted to see, Alpp and also NIO, and I briefly just want to touch on the stock up on the screen right now, which again is BYDDY, because this stock I did put an alert out to our Patreons in April. At the end of April, this stock was around $40 and it actually did have a big dip down into the $30 bracket, guys, and it has since now pushed up 80% and we are sitting at $70. So a huge congratulations to any of our Patreons that did actually catch this when we did actually put out that price alert, obviously for a buy the dip opportunity, because again, this is a fantastic company with a long-term potential, guys, that could do absolutely phenomenal. They are one of the market leaders right now in China, and if you look at the top 5 electrical vehicle companies in China, BYD is actually the second highest. No one talks about them on YouTube. I'm extremely bullish on them and they mark up within the top 5 positions inside my portfolio. Now, Kathy Wood actually holds this in her autonomous ETF at ARK Invest, and also Warren Buffett has been investing in BYDDY since again it was around about the $3 to $4 mark. So I'm sure he's making some tremendous gains with his Berkshire Hathaway shares right now just based on this company alone. So congratulations to that. But I do want to start talking off with NIO because again, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but NIO did have some record delivery numbers over this past year. And again, if you look at the delivery numbers for July, which did come out obviously just over a week ago, you guys can see that NIO has in fact grown 124.5% year over year. So these companies, guys, these electrical vehicle companies, which is what we like to talk about, the innovation platforms that are going to have autonomous taxi networks throughout the world, that are in one of the leading markets right now, which is China, where there is billions of people, guys. They are leading the way by example, and they are again are doing so well. And if you look at them again, NIO is in that top 5. They are one of the top 5 companies right now for Chinese electrical vehicles. So they are positioning themselves, guys, for that global domination, and they are going to do extremely well. Now, again, it all depends on how their revenues grow over the long term. But if we come onto the charts on NIO, which is what I like to look through, we can see what exactly is happening, because NIO has been trading sideways for some time, despite the fact that we did have some good numbers out. And I think once this news starts to settle in over the next few weeks, we are going to continue to see a push. Now that we definitely know that inflation, it could happen at some point in the future, but I really don't believe that inflation is going to be a thing to worry about over the next year or two. There's a lot of YouTubers that talk about inflation being a big thing, but I do follow very close attention, especially to what ARK Invest are doing and also how they monitor inflation moving forward, because there are two assets to inflation. There's good deflation and there is bad deflation. Now, these companies, guys, that are working in the autonomous taxi networks, companies like NIO that are innovating, they are going to be a good source of inflation moving forward as we use solar storage and energy panels, which is completely different to automobiles, because it's going to push the price of oil up, because we're going to see a less high demand for oil and again automobiles over the next 5 years. And this is where the good deflation and the bad deflation is going to come into effect. And on the charts of NIO, guys, it's very clear that we do have some very strong support for NIO around the current ranges, where it's trading in around that $33 to $34 price range. If we do have a sudden drop below that support, we are going to see a really high demand again for the buy zone around that $37 mark. And if we ever broke below there, there is a very fundamentally clear support line, guys, around the $33. So I really don't think that we are going to see these numbers with NIO again, unless there was a particular crash or or a correction in the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 by 10% or 15%. That's when we will see those prices, because these EV stocks will move about 25 to 30% in a single day. But I really think that what will happen over the next weeks is, as we start to trade sideways and this news about their deliveries does start to sink into the long-term forecasts and the analysts on Wall Street, we are going to see a continual push as NIO is increasing the revenue, and again they are increasing those deliveries every single month, as we have seen at the start of this video. And we can expect then NIO to reach that resistance area again of $47. As you can see, we have tested here before many times, and once we do break above that, we are going to then retest onto those highs again of $55. So I don't think that in the next 2 months we are going to see much price fluctuation, apart from once we do break out of this area of resistance, we are then going to immediately see an increase, and we are going to see those highs again of $55 very soon. So that is my anticipation for NIO moving forward. So if you are someone that is holding NIO and you are wondering what is going to happen, or you are looking to swing trade NIO, then getting in around the $43 mark is your best bet. And if it breaks down below that support layer, your next bet is around the $37, again, to load the boat for that swing term or the long-term trade that you are producing, and then take profits once we do hit around that $53 to $55 price range, because that's when NIO is going to start to have some heavy selling pressure again. And again, depending on how the RSI is indicating whether we are overbought or oversold, we will then be able to make a decision whether we hold those shares or in fact we want to sell those shares. But I am in this for the long term. They are running by example, just like Tesla, and I really do believe that NIO will be a triple-digit stock at some point in the future. Guys, it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take many years for NIO to get to that level, but once they do start to have that global domination and they are moving throughout Europe and they are going to have that expansion over the world, you are going to see how these shares are going to increase. And we don't know to what capacity these autonomous taxi networks are going to cost NIO, and also how that is going to help with their revenue, and also how it's going to scale their business long term as we see some global leaders in that industry. And also moving forward, what NIO are going to do to continue to innovate, just like Tesla are doing now with their solar panels all around the world. So there's so much potential, guys, for companies like this. It's very clear that China want a local winner, and that is going to be either NIO or BYDDY, which is why I have both of these companies, guys, inside my portfolio. Again, there has been a lot of fearmonger in the Chinese stocks, particularly again in shares like Didi, because they closed their ride-hailing app, and that's why we are seeing a lot of selling pressure right now in the Chinese market, and we are not seeing a massive shift in these innovation platforms, and they are not jumping like some of those other stocks. But if you are a long true believer, and things will get regulated, guys, and things will improve over time, you are going to just have that bang for your buck improve, and these shares are going to be fine for the long term, to my knowledge and my belief from all the research that I have done on these stocks over the last few years. So I really do trust in everything that I've done, and I've set myself up for a long-term position inside my portfolio. Now, the second stock, guys, that I really want to talk about today is our beautiful Alpine 4. So hopefully you did make it this far in the video. You can see that Alpine has had some tremendously strong support. Right now, if I was to zoom in on this chart, you can see around that $2.50 mark. We have bounced off this area many times before, and this is exactly where, again, all the buyers start to enter the market, and we start to approach those oversold levels again on the RSI. Now, Alpine 4 has had a lot of selling pressure, but due to the fact that this has so many catalysts moving forward, and if we come on their Twitter, guys, you can also see that we have had some really good news recently again, where Alpine 4 subsidiaries, which is the Thermodynamics, has a backlog order of 1 million contracts in Europe. So they are working very hard right now. They are expanding globally, which is exactly what we want to hear. Again, there has been no setbacks, apart from the fact that we have been waiting forever for this news on the NASDAQ. I really don't know at this point what they are going to do about NASDAQ, because it has been far too long for them to not, in fact, update us as shareholders, as they did announce this in December, which was 8 months ago. So I would expect Ken to come out over the next month or two and say, look, we are definitely having some more delays and issues. I know a lot of you are hanging in there patiently, but just to let you know, nothing has changed fundamentally in the business. And if you are a believer in the long-term growth of this stock and the innovation platforms that they can acquire, because we also don't know what else they are going to acquire over the next 12 months, this business could grow so rapidly and so expansively. We really don't know what they are going to do. The capabilities of government contracts for their aerospace and defense sector, guys, are absolutely enormous. And once we start to see a ramp up with these production numbers in their company, because it is very early stages right now, especially in drone technology and innovation, we are going to see a shift to that side of innovation. Again, with the backing of the government in the US, we don't know what contracts this company could have in the long term, which is why it's one of the top penny stocks I hold in my portfolio, and I'm happy to just hold it despite the fact that I may be down just slightly on my position. I have an average price now of around $3.30. I will probably average down again if we come back down to the $2.5 mark, and then I will probably maybe an average of around just under that $3 threshold. But for the long term, guys, this could easily be a double-digit stock. And once we do have, whenever that does happen, this NASDAQ listing, we are going to see a lot more institutions start to buy in, which is going to push those shares up. And in the long term, with the innovation that this company has and all of their subsidiaries, this could be a fantastic asset to your portfolio if you are just to ignore the noise right now, buy and hold for several years and just let this stock do its thing. Trust in Ken, trust in the CEO, trust in the business model that you are investing in. So guys, that is what we are doing right now. If Alpine 4 does push up again and we come into that bull territory and we cross over and this 21-day moving average does go above the 50 and 100-day moving averages, we can expect to see those highs again of $4 testing into that resistance. So that is my price prediction moving forward for Alpine 4. We have very strong support, like I said, at this base layer, but once we do start to push up with those shares, we cross that over on the EMA, which are these lines here, and this actually does come up, we are going to see those highs again of $4. So that is what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm holding for the long term our Alpine 4 stock. I'm very happy with my shares of NIO because they are expansively growing at 125% year over year. And also congratulations, like I said, to anyone that has made it this far in the video and that did actually catch those dips on BYDDY, because we've had some fantastic opportunities in the market. If you are someone that would like to learn anything technicals or ask me anything business, personal, or just support the channel, then feel free to join the link to my private Patreon, which I will leave in the description below, where you'll have access to all of my buy and sell alerts and any information that I give out. And also, if you would like to learn how to learn the YouTube algorithm and learn how to grow on the platform, make your own channel and make a passive income through the monetization platform that YouTube has with adverts, then be sure to check out my second channel, which is linked again on the homepage to my first channel. Guys, that does wrap up this video today. I hope that you have a fantastic week and I look forward to seeing you back on my channel soon for some more content on investing. Until then, take care. Ciao.